It's Diesel here, and I'm doing something a little bit different for this one. It's a race I did the other day on my second account, the Widdershins account, which, as with the main Diesel one, or Diesel_71, just trying to get it up to A+, if at all possible, but I'll do my best. So it's, I don't have accounts for anything other than clean driving, so that's what I enjoy. Qualified in 8th. One thing we're going to watch out for is that guy in 6th. Thesis. He's going to get a special mention or two in this video, mainly because he's quite poor at driving. So here we go. I'll just jump in on board for a little while. So I've got someone just on the inside here. There he is, just behind. So I know I'm going to have to fend him off into turn 1. Once I get through turn 1, I'm going to jump across to Thesis. I don't have any editing software just yet. So this is a little bit on the fly, so excuse the crudeness. But here we go. Going to jump on board with him. And I'll put the telematics on there. And the interesting thing to watch is his throttle. So we're coming round. Tony's been pushed wide there. He's on the outside. Everyone knows he's there. And Thesis decides to go in and doesn't come out the throttle at all. Full throttle, so either just a poor driver or intentionally turned him to get him out of the way. And one thing to notice though is Thesis is on medium tyres for some bizarre reason. Is it a clever tactic? We'll find out. But someone's given him a little bit of taste of his own medicine there and pushed him back. So I'm just gonna go back to me. Bit of TV view. So I'm after Bandar now. I feel I've got the pace to pull away from the guys behind. Loved this track, loved the combination. Could be on again this week for me. The tactics were... There was a couple of options. You could do a 2-stop, but you would need to do a bit of tyre saving for that. And I opted for a 3. So the first stint was going 8 laps in, and then the second stint 8 laps as well. And as you'll see when we come to the end of 16, I actually had over a lap of fuel left, so I decided to pop the hards on straight away rather than wait until the end. Do a lap, took full advantage of a light car, come back in, took on the necessary fuel, and then I had a 8-lap sprint to the end. Or 9-lap sprint, yes. So here we are anyway, lap 4, chasing down Bandar, just making sure I'm hitting the apexes, hitting the braking points, getting onto the throttle nice and smoothly. Let others make mistakes, and just be patient and let them come back to me. Good fun, and you can see first and second just in the distance there having a bit of a nose to tail. I was hoping they were going to scrap, let me catch up a bit. I'm just bearing down on Bandar, getting closer and closer. Go a little bit of onboard. Nobody behind now. Pulled a nice gap on Diddy. So again, just hit the braking point, get the apex, onto the throttle smoothly, and start bearing down. So I just set the fastest lap on that last one. So I just wanted to try and keep consistent laps. And as you can see there, the victim from lap 2, Tony, he's all the way back in 19th place now. So having a bit of he qualified 5th, so it's a real disappointment for him. But the game's ghosted him out as he's coming to be lapped. Not the most realistic feature in the game, got to be honest, but it saves some mishaps. But it's caught Bandar out, and you can see I've had to come off the throttle there. Didn't want to make contact with him. So he's maintained that position, even though I got a better exit initially. So we did lose a little bit of time over the leaders, but again they're quite close together. So Get a nice turn in here. He goes wide there. Yeah, makes a little bit of a mess of it, so gives me a good run. His dirty tyres mean he can't turn in. But the inside, deal done. And with him being fully aware of where I was, didn't turn in on me or anything. Good bit of driving. So now I'm on the charge, but this is lap 8. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be coming in at the end of this lap. I've got such a smile on my face at this point in the race. I was loving it, and I could see I was pulling them in. I was getting closer to them. Definitely had the race pace on them as the tyres were wearing. Right, let's just have a nosy. Yeah, both of their tyres nowhere near as in good a condition as mine. Probably could even have gone an extra lap. Now what I'm going to do here is go back to our friend Thesis now that I've gone in the pits. But actually I'm going to... And there I am, you see me come out, but I'm actually going to go to the car behind. Because watch this. He just pushes up the inside of me, pushes me out wide, and away. Now I don't know if Bandar felt bad for me, but he lifts off the throttle here and just lets me through. Which is very kind of him. So now... time to charge down on Thesis. So get a good run out. Getting up the inside, so I'll go on board with Thesis. He got a 3-second penalty for pushing me wide in the previous lap. So he does a nice, setting it up nice, but he nudges me and then just drives up into me. Again, keeps his throttle in, even increases the throttle. Pushes me wide. So what I'm going to do is just show that from my viewpoint. Just go back, get on board. Get a nice pass on him, hit the apex, no problem. Don't run wide. Get a nudge. And then so then I just give the throttle a blip just to make sure it spins the full 360. Back on it again. Try not to lose a position to the car behind. And here I come, catching Thesis again. As he got an additional 4 seconds for spinning me. So he had a 7-second penalty to look after there. And then I'm back on the go again. So yeah, a little bit disappointing because it pushed me way back. I was only about 3 car lengths behind second place when he hit me the lap prior, and then the spin obviously pushed me further back. But it happens. Oh, I got a lovely little 1-second penalty for the brush that we had through the S's. So that was what I was serving there. Stay right, just make it clear to the guys that if you're going to try and come up the inside, you're really going to have to mean it. But them two are squabbling, so it gives me a good chance to pull away. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go on board with Thesis again here. We'll just do a couple of laps with Thesis. There we go. Now that's the guy we're interested in behind him. This is what karma is. So it always pays to keep you cool. I didn't get involved in any revenge attacks or anything, just concentrated on my race. I'm way down the bottom there, going into the turn 1. So Beam's giving Thesis loads of grief here, all over him, clearly quicker. And here he gets held up, starts to spin, and Beam thinks, well, I'm not slowing down for you, just goes straight through him. And he's having a hell of a job getting his car straight again. And just like the majority of dirty drivers, has himself a little tantrum. You can imagine he's calling the games all sorts and the penalty system's terrible and he's had enough of the game, he's going to delete it for a week maybe. And then decides to rage quit. We all know people like that, don't we? So anyway, let's get back to the action. And where am I? There we are. So still managing to maintain 4th. No one behind. This guy's up in front. They're having a little fight, so I'm pulling back in on 2nd and 3rd. And again, all I'm concentrating on is trying to hit them apexes, get the throttle in nice and early, nice and smooth, and just hope that they start fighting. At this point I'm trying to figure out what strategy they're on. Are they on the same as me? Because I didn't see when Bona pitted, so I've got, at this point I've got no idea what strategy number the 2nd place guy's on. I do know that Bandar pitted at the same time as me. He's going to have a little penalty to serve here, but it's only 1 second, so he'll be on the throttle again before long. Haven't quite got a good enough run on him on this one. Don't want to do anything silly. It's only going to hold us both up, and 2nd place is just there. So, but he does go wide. I get a bit enthusiastic on the throttle, but it's pit time. Pit 16. Like I said before, I decided, seeing as I had over a lap of fuel left, hards were going on. I got out before Bandar because he must have been fueling. No one behind, no one in front. The car's as light as it's going to be the entire race. So I decided to take that opportunity to get the hards out of the way. Try and compensate for the lack of grip with less weight. And there's Bandar just behind. So you can see the fueling did put him quite a way back, but he did go in the pits ahead of us, so theoretically he is in front, depending on how the pit stops play out. Now if he doesn't pit, he went on the mediums. If he doesn't, so he's gone for another stint at mediums, and this is going to be me to the end. Managed to get out in front of 6th place. Happy with that. And now it's a charge to the finish. First and second have just pitted, as you can see. Both went on to hards, which is particularly frustrating for me, with me getting that little hard stint out of the way. It would have meant that if that is them to the end of the race now, I'd have been crawling all over them. But not to worry. I'll get my chance another day. There we go, closing down on GT balls. Make my intentions clear. Again, another very aware driver, doesn't turn in. Tucks in behind me, tries to get the drag down the straight. I just blinked the hazards at him a couple of times there to show a bit of appreciation for his clean driving. Like I say, I was loving this race. This particular track and Group 3 combo, I thought it was brilliant, perfect. And the Jag was just a pleasure to drive around here. And the noise it makes is fantastic. There we go, Bandor's found himself in first now. However, I do suspect he still has another pit stop. Let's just whiz ahead and see where they are. There's third, second, first, all on the same straight. And there's me, not far behind. So you can see its last lap was a 44.2, whereas mine was 0.3 faster. Second place, he's on softs. So they must have done a short stint on the soft tyre and then they've gone on the softs for the finish. So Bandor's in the 44s. Let's see, what does he do this time? 44.3, 43.7 by Moto, 44.1 by Xavi, 43.8 by me. So, ever the optimist, I was still thinking there was a chance of a win here. All it would take was a couple of them fighting and Bandor going into the pits. Again, I've got to say thank you to Boss K80. He does my martini liveries for me, and it's for a series that we do within the Discord chat. It's the Discord channel's called Driver's Room. Great bunch of people in there, fantastic racers, some very, very fast people in there. But generally, the whole, like everyone who was in there is a clean driver, very respectful, very quick. And they do some fantastic leagues. There's plenty of different leagues in there. There's something for everybody. There's endurance, they do one makes, they do with tuning, without tuning. There's all these different types of leagues that they run, and there's also tiers within each league. So if you're new to it, you tend to join in the lowest tier, and then you work your way through at the end of each season. Each season's about 8 weeks long, and it's like a football league. The top 3 go up, bottom 3 go down, or thereabouts. And it's to hopefully find everyone in a position where the racing people have similar ability. And it works. It's fantastic. Good bunch of guys. Very helpful community as well. They're always offering advice. If you need a hand with anything, you just fire it up there into the chat, and there's usually half a dozen at least people jumping on it with their experience or suggestions. Just get yourself along to Driver's Room, look it up, and there'll be comments in the comments on my chat. There's a reference to one of the drivers who, if you just contact him directly, and he'll sort out with how to get involved. So anyway, we're up to lap 25. Only one more lap after this. I'm still trying to bear down on the guys in front. Still got my fingers crossed that Bandor needs to pit. Here we come to the final turn. Again, all I can do at this point is just make sure I keep hitting my apexes, keep getting on the throttle well, keep hitting the right braking points. And you can see them just ahead there, and Bandor has pitted. And there's second just at the corner. So quite literally a couple of seconds ahead. taking into consideration how much time I lost in the spin. It's one of those what could have been. We're never going to get rid of these dirty drivers. They're always going to be there. All you can do is try and make the best of, get the best outcome you can, and just try and ignore them. So there we go, final turn. And there's first. You can clearly see the distance between first and third. Hell of a race, loved it. Like I say, I'll hopefully be getting some editing software, so I'll be able to condense these races down into much smaller portions, showing all the highlights. You won't have to listen to me drivel on just to fill the gaps when I'm driving alone for a bit. But thanks for watching.